Your favorite fat boys.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. Mr. Big Payback, a.k.a. you gonna pay what you owe.
And we need it now. What's that slogan? That cash money thing.
J.G. Wentworth?
Yes.
I need cash now.
I need cash now. What's that Rick Ross song?
Where my money?
Where my money? I need cash. So we're going to talk about today a couple of episodes from Atlanta for this is the third season, right? Yeah. Third season. A couple of episodes that we watched over the last few months here. Some really good episodes. One dealing with they did pass, I guess, reparations, and so black people able to get money from the white ancestors,
descendants of
slave owners. So we gonna tap into that and talk about a couple episodes from there too. And what else been going on? Oh, so I had a recent hospital stay. I took my vacation for the year.
Right, yeah, that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean I was in there for a whole week. So on May 5th, I went in for a right heart catheter test, and what that is that they were checking the pressures in my heart to see how much blood output my heart was pumping throughout my body. And the numbers did not look good to them, so that they went ahead and admitted me to the hospital, and they took off about 16 pounds of fluid. So I went there, I was weighing around 204 pounds, and then I left out weighing about 188 pounds.
Soon we're going to start calling the podcast Your Favorite Used to Be Fat Boy and the Other Fat Guy. It's a mouthful, but we'll make it work.
That's a long ass title. Yeah, that's gonna have to be the new name, because I ain't fat no more. I
mean, you still fat.
Yeah, but I'm out of shape.
Right.
Let's call it what it is. I'm out of shape. So, but if round was a shape, I'd be in shape.
Oh, see, there you go.
That's how you gotta flip it. So I wasn't feeling bad when I went in. It's just a routine, almost a routine, but it's a test my heart doctor had ordered for me to get on the transplant list. So during my stay, we're still not on the list, but we're closer than what we were before. I did sign off for some paperwork with the kidney part of the transplant for them to start the evaluation process with that, and to when it comes available, when the kidney comes available, the organs come available, I can turn them down based on the history of the person who's donating per se. So that's going in the right direction. And with the knowledge they have in my heart, they see that it's in a weak state. It always has been for quite some time. So I think I started dialysis. I think it also has gotten weaker because of the fact that I had pneumonia and blood clots as well. So they're thinking we pulled some fluid off. It should be good. We pulled up quite a bit of fluid off. Gave me some new heart medication, because at one point they were thinking about sending me home on a IV medication to be like another tube in my chest, and I had some kind of device separate from me, but I had to have it with me all the time, so I keep pumping the medicine.
Fucking $6 million man over here.
Right, but nobody won't give me no money though. But they want to keep charging me for shit. So that's where we at now, and I feel a whole lot better. Just I have a lot more energy now, and I didn't know that I was carrying that much fluid, and I could just tell a difference, with them removing that. So keep the fluid off, enjoy the summer. I don't mind the heat now. It's the first or second hot day so far in Baltimore. So
right.
I've been out and about. I ain't turned my air on because one, the gas is really high. So it's I roll the windows down, and just as long as I can keep driving with the air, get some breeze, I'm good. So I've been doing that, and we're ready to get the podcast up and keep going with that. We got some episodes planned for Fat Adventures coming soon, and got some more appointments coming up. What else we got going on, stuff? Anything new in your world?
Nope.
You going to Detroit again? You going to Michigan again?
I don't want to. So I don't want to talk about it.
But everybody want. Oh, and let me get this disclaimer right now. Since I forgot, someone brought it up to me. This podcast is not intentionally made to make y'all feel sad. I'm just giving y'all updates what's going on with my health because I need an outlet.
The story behind that is a colleague of mine, he asked about the podcast, so I directed him to it. And he said, in the beginning, he was laughing with it, because of the jokes and the entertainment value. But then he went into an episode where Jarron was talking about his health issues, and it made him sad. So I told Jarron, he need to stop making motherfuckers sad with his health updates.
So, I just look at that like, it's not made anybody feel sorry for me or make them feel sad. Yes, I'm going through a lot. But I'm always trying to be positive, upbeat. It could be worse. I don't want to get to what is worse. So, please enjoy our segments, our podcasts, and just know that I'm doing all right. As long as I can do this, and if you don't hear from a while, we doing good. So it's not until stuff I'll tell you further. Otherwise,
right? Yeah, I'll give an update if you did.
Right. So. But also I want to give a shout out to, my support system. I thank Stefan for doing this with me and, having him being there by my side, not physically, but just like be able to talk to when I'm in the hospital. I appreciate my friend Mike, Tiffany, Dominique, Jasmine. Those are my closest friends who I always reach out to, and they, keep me positive, keep my spirits up. Whenever I have a lengthy stay in the hospital, it's becoming more and more like, it is getting to the point where okay, the hospital stays are not just 2 or 3 days. Now it's I will keep you for a week, maybe a week and some days. I hope to get to the point where it's weeks to a month, because I will go stir crazy and stuff out to break me out.
All I know is I'm telling.
Telling who?
Edris and Harold wasn't on that list. I'm telling.
I mean, they given. That's a given. My parents are very, very supportive of, with my...
Harold wasn't on that list. I'm telling.
My mom and dad are very, very supportive, and they have been there for me, from the start of this, from when I was 15. So, with kidney disease. So, I don't take them for granted. I appreciate them so much because I don't know really what kind of mind state I would be if I didn't have them, because when I go to these appointments, and I don't understand something, I do ask, can you break this down, explain this to me. But my mom is there as an advocate to, want to be sure I get the right treatment, and everything's in my best interest.
Right.
She speaks up for me a lot, and she's claiming that I'm your advocate. I'm gonna be there for you, and they do look for people to be there. They want to see what kind of support system you have, because they're gonna get these organs to you. Then it's okay,
they don't want you to fuck them up.
Yeah, who's gonna be there to kind of cheer for you and push you to make sure you're taking your medicines and all that.
Feeling like a waste.
Yeah, exactly. So my mom and dad were taking turns. My mom recently retired, and so my dad, he's working from home. So he used to go to appointments, but now he just focuses on working from home and, taking care of his business and everything. So he hasn't gone to the appointments per se, but he's been, I had to stay, he's been there. Well, they recently let people come in the hospital now. Beforehand, I was by myself.
Yeah, COVID thing is a thing.
Yeah, COVID's still a thing. So, because I got tested for COVID, MRSA, and he tested me for something else too. I think tuberculosis.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so they tested me for that. Everything came back negative.
Diseases.
Yeah, everything came back negative. Thank goodness. But yeah, it's starting, I guess, to come back to some normalcy with people coming into the hospital, I guess. Beforehand, you're gonna have that, of course. So, and anybody who watches our podcast, listen to them, subscribe to the channel. Thank you is always appreciated. So,
to the 30-some odd folks out there,
38 might get 39 or 40 one day, but until then. Keep on trying to, share it and push it on your friends and everything. It will help you if you advertise sometimes too. I do all the other work. Yeah, you do. I ain't got an argument for that yet.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I got to be the street team too. Fuck out of here.
Oh, boy. So, but I don't know, my spirits are up. Stefan's always in a good mood, so. Did they get you down from time to time?
Not really. I don't care enough about stuff for it to bring me down.
When you were younger, did you think things might got you down a little bit?
Oh, when I was younger, I was an angsty, angry motherfucker. So now I got a pervasive personality disorder. I'm fine.
Just diagnose yourself. I'm okay.
He said, yeah, well, because of my pervasive personality disorder, I don't much care about shit.
What else we got going on? Oh, so let's talk about Atlanta here. So go ahead and talk about the big Payback episode.
So apparently the government passed a law that said black people, now the descendants of slaves, would be getting paid reparations from the descendants of slave owners. And so said black people just having a hoop going into people's houses who are the descendants of slave owners and just pretty much claiming everything is theirs. White folks now paying out reparations straight out of their paycheck. I mean, the episode was just ridiculous on so many levels.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. So my question to the audience and to you, would the episode pitched how reparations work, do you think that would work in the real world?
Well, the thing about it is that we don't really need the episode's idea of how reparations would work because we already know how reparations would work because America has done it.
Mm-hmm.
They did it for the Japanese Americans that they had interned during World War II.
Right.
They signed the Civil Liberties Act in Reagan signed the Civil Liberties Act in 1988, which gave reparations to the families of the intern folks during World War II. So we know how it would look. I mean, there'd be some government spending. They would get some money. Said all of the folks that were in the intern camps that got convicted on criminal charges for, like running away and stuff like that, all of that was expunged and they were pardoned. Mm-hmm. So we know how reparations would look. Because the way that they show it in the show is that we look at the direct descendants of these slave owners and then we start taking their money. But that would be a small number of people paying to a large group of folks. Because if you look at the number of slave owners in the South during that time, during slavery time, it wasn't nearly as many as the rest of the white population. And then a lot of these descendants of slave owners probably don't got any money. And I want my money. So take it from the government who got my money.
Right. So the way, cause damn, that fucks me up a little bit.
Right. I mean, it's a nice little think piece, especially the way that they did it. But it would probably work more like the way the Chappelle Show did it, where the government just handed out checks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a lot easier.
Yeah.
Pull up in the Newport truck.
Right. So I understand why they did it that way in Atlanta, because the effect of slavery and the payment of reparations is felt by the populace at large instead of the big faceless government giving out checks.
Yeah, I was looking at it and was thinking that this could maybe work, especially when they had the scene towards the end where the guy was like, how much you want to contribute this time, or what are you down for? Yeah. It was like, 5, 10, or 15%, something like that. So,
I'm not sure the percentage of that check that they're contributing towards reparation payments.
Right. So it makes me ask the question then, it's like, because I guess you get a bunch of many different questions here when looking at the episode. How much people getting paid? What these checks looking like? How many times we doing it once a month? We doing it every pay period? Is there settlement agreements and things like that? How much can a person ask for?
So yeah, the idea behind it was that you want the people who have benefited from slavery and from the discrimination, the governmental institutions of slavery, to feel the effects of now having to pay back that stuff. Because again, like I said, with the government giving it, the people who have benefited from it don't feel the effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't. Well, they don't feel the effects of it, but life for them is a lot easier.
Right. So, they probably be more accepting of the fact that, people are getting paid reparations when it doesn't come directly from them. No, granted, that's probably not true because, we have people screaming about what their taxes going to illegal immigrants and shit. But now we'll say with this method, that the people who have benefited from the racist system in America now have to feel the effects that paying people back from that racist system has on them personally. So I can dig it, but from a logistical standpoint, it definitely wouldn't work.
Well, do you think it will even have to happen with us, that we'll get reparations one day in our lifetime?
I mean, some states have introduced bills to pay reparations. I had to look up, remember exactly.
I know North Carolina recently passed one. I know that off the top of my head. North Carolina passed one. But I don't know when it will go into effect. But they
But from a full federal government spot, no. We do not have enough people in Congress who support it for it to pass anytime soon.
them shady motherfuckers.
Yeah, we got some shady motherfuckers, and then we got a whole political party full of shady motherfuckers. So yeah, and it would never pass anytime soon.
Yeah, because I know there's a hot topic for a quick second during the 2020 election.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a hot topic, and everybody was chipping in saying we need this $1 billion, we need this much money. Every household gets this much money, and it sounded good, but I'm like, this is never going to happen. Like this is never happening right now for this,
And the thing about it is, the sad part about it never going to happen is the fact that we know that it can. Mm-hmm. We've seen the American government say, because part of the Civil Liberties Act was the current president at the time had to give a formal apology from the federal government to the Japanese Americans that were.
And we even got that.
Right. so that's the thing about it is that, it seems unlikely to happen, but we know that the government is capable of doing it.
So they really just saying, fuck us now.
A little bit. Just a smidge.
You gotta love America.
Yeah, there's a whole group of the native population who were genocided and put on reservations. So, and they got some semblance of reparations as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that the United States government can do it, but for whatever reason, they really don't like black folks.
they got out for us. And it seems like I'm not a conspiracy theory person.
Yeah, please don't. I had to slap you.
However, I told you this the other day, a while ago. I do believe in some crazy way that whoever implemented a lot of these laws or these rules and this way of thinking to start slavery and have it the way it has affected blacks in America for so long, even blacks in Africa. It seems like they had to come from the future to straight, to conjure up this diabolical plan and put it in place in the past to make sure it followed through.
I mean, well, the thing about it is that they wouldn't have to come from the future. They would just look to the past. Slavery has existed in human history since humans decided to build civilization. It is so much cheaper when you got free labor.
Keyword being they cheap.
It's so much cheaper to build up your civilization when you got free labor.
So we'll pay you. This was the advertisement back when they were building the pyramids. We'll pay you in rocks and gravel. 2 meals a day. That's optional. Optional that we'll give it to you. You do it. You come to work early, and you leave when you want to, or we enslave you, and you just do what we tell you to do with these whips and chains.
So you ain't got many options. So again,
what was the first one again? So
nobody needed to come from the future to see that. I mean, the thing about it is that with America is that it was extremely profitable.
But this thing that lingers in my mind too is that it's so diabolical that could you come up with a different different plot that would last hundreds of years?
I mean, sure you could. I mean, you could be nicer to make the slavery last longer. But the fact of the matter is you want to keep the system in play for as long as you can because, again, profit. And then the fact that now that I have the system in play, I'm making a lot of money, I need to keep the public's view that the system is good. So now I have to denigrate this entire group of people based on their skin color just so that the public at large will think that the system makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, slavery wasn't caused by racism. Racism was caused because of slavery.
Right. We was all good and we was all fine and dandy until they started, somebody said, hey, enslave that motherfucker over there.
They say, and now we say we need to make sure that the public goes along with it. Yeah, these motherfuckers, they're not intelligent. They're gonna rape all of your wives and kids.
They're gonna rob you. They're gonna murder you.
Right. So they're godless. They need to be enslaved because this is just our godly duty to civilize these people.
And Jesus is white.
Might as well be.
Even though the Bible says the man had skin of bronze and hair of wool.
Yeah, and again, you got to manipulate all factors of life, to make the justified.
You got to be 10 steps ahead and be 10 more steps ahead of that.
So again, it definitely didn't come from the future.
Just some talk me stuff on have every now and then.
Yeah, but back to the Atlanta episode.
Well, I got one more question for you.
Okay.
What will, if we did get reparations? What would be an amount that you would want that you think would satisfy your angst and getting pains over the years of being black?
Not just being black, but being black and growing up in the ghetto.
Oh yeah, you
got an attack on the tax.
Craig Avenue.
Literal. You got an attack on the tax for the fact that I had to grow up in poverty.
There you go.
I mean, the only thing is like it would be weird for me is because I don't need a lot of money to exist. Mm-hmm. So that has been my thing. I mean, I guess I think growing up in poverty by the fact that I don't need a lot of money to exist. But yeah, slip me a couple hundred stacks. a couple hundred, 100, 200 stacks. Yeah, 200,000. I'll be good.
Yeah, I'll be good with 200,000.
Yeah, a one-time injection like $100,000 is enough to change anybody's life.
Yeah, but
especially somebody who doesn't have it.
Yeah, but if you can't manage 10,000, you ain't gonna be able to manage 100,000.
This is absolutely true. This is absolutely true. That's why so many people who win the Mega Millions of lottery go broke after a couple years.
Yeah, because that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But I think for me, 200,000. I would what's the word? I want some added benefits to my shit.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to pay taxes. I want free healthcare. Because the fact that what burns me up.
You ain't gonna get free healthcare off of no motherfucking reparations.
Well, you know what?
White folks in America ain't even got free healthcare. They fucking ain't just gonna randomly give it to black folks because of reparations. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. I'm gonna stop that line of logic right now.
Well, look. Hospitals make a fuck ton of money. And the pharmaceutical companies make a fuck ton of money. And I have health insurance, but it burns me up when I get a bill because like we're gonna pay this, you pay this. My check is this. Why I gotta pay for this?
That is a completely different thing. That got shit to do with reparations. You standing in the same line with all of the folks in America. They ain't got nothing to do with it. They ain't got nothing to do with reparations. You said regular ass Americans who make good pay can't even get free health care.
This is true.
So they definitely ain't giving it to anybody else.
So I guess let me stare back on the reparation part. Yeah, I can use 200,000, and I'm glad I'm a little older and mature now, because I would probably you give me 200,000, I would pay off any debt I had, and probably just sit on it just for emergencies. I can't see myself that's not even a lot of money really to invest in anything right now. Like if anything I did, if I were to invest in something, I would I don't know, maybe like a laundromat. Maybe buy a parking garage, something that would bring some money in.
Right.
They would not require a whole lot of maintenance and a lot of my energy to make sure to stay afloat. I won't start no business because they have to be there all day long and make sure
right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do nothing
Commitment.
Like that. Yeah. But you give me 200,000, I was like 22, 23. I got a Rolex. I definitely would got some fast car and a white woman. So.
Hey. I mean, I kind of thought the white woman was implied. I ain't need to add it into my reparations. I just thought that was implied.
Like you mentioned yourself about the white girl you got in your life.
That was implied.
Oh, it was coming with whether she wanted to or not. That's slavery. Then we back at it again.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair.
Yeah, but taxes, I don't pay that shit either. Even though y'all didn't give me money back at the end of the year, I don't pay. Well, I can pay the whole. I don't pay the whole year when I go out. I guess it's the federal. It's the federal taxes.
See, I'm okay with federal taxes. Fuck state taxes.
So, but Baltimore is doing a lot with the money they got some projects coming in. We touched on that in the last 2 episodes. So go listen to that. You want to talk about the reconstruction of Baltimore. But what else happened in Atlanta? Rich
Wigger, poor Wigger.
That was a good episode. Touch on that one.
Oh, I mean, that was just the entire idea of a biracial guy who looks closer to white, who is using the fact that he looks close to white to gain benefit from the system. Mm-hmm. But then his whole world got turned upside down when he come to the realization that being black would have been beneficial for him, but he's never been black his entire life, so it kind of fucked him up.
So he should have accepted the fact that he was black.
Right.
Okay.
Because the idea is some big entrepreneur comes into a school, his high school, and says, oh, for the entire graduating class, we're going to pay your tuition to go to any school you want to go to, and everybody's cheering and happy, only if you're black.
That was a good ad. That was one of the best parts of the episode. He was like, I'm paying for everybody. And they're like, yeah, woo, we're going to college, yeah, we pay free tuition, yeah, only if you're black. And it was like, that you saw their souls get snatched from their bodies.
Especially this character that we're focusing on because of the fact that he is very much black. Because traditionally he has, biracial parents, his father's black. But he has only been identifying as white. One, because of the lightness of his skin. Two, the friends that he hangs out with, and just his mannerisms. None of it is what you would traditionally call, or maybe stereotypically call, black. Right, yeah. And so the person who was giving out the money, they are giving auditions that to anybody can be considered black. But you have to answer these questions. And he goes in and he thinks he's got in a nutshell. His father is black. Yeah. But, they answer the questions and then they tell him, like, you ain't black. And like, my father's black. But it's like, you haven't lived the black experience. You've been coasting on the fact that you were very close to white. I think that's a tough pill for anyone in that same situation to kind of swallow. Right. Because there's probably people out here who are, in the same situation. They're like, well, I'm not saying about the black people, I'm not saying about white people. I look more black, but I look more white, and you're trying to find a place to fit in. Yeah, and the fact was, that he definitely looked more white, and he was coasting on that based off of the amount of the friends that he had hung out with, his girlfriend, everybody around him was white. And one thing the episode pointed out too, that I thought I'm glad you touched on it, was when we get something, or in the episode they got something that was beneficial towards them, they was some hating ass motherfuckers. Oh yeah, they was hating hard. So, can we file something for racial discrimination? Right. And they talking shit like, they already go to school for free. What more do they want? And it was like, well, goddamn, it makes you think like, I'm pretty sure that's how white people talk about us behind closed doors. Oh, I mean, I can guarantee, because I've known some white folks who that's their very thought. If there's, especially if you think of affirmative action, when that was going through, now that they're getting all these opportunities just because they're a minority, just because they're black. It's like, why can't it be based off of merit? It's people only concerned about it being based off of merit when you single people out. But if you only ever choose one particular demographic, then how do you know if anybody else has merit? Message. So that was interesting, and I know that goes behind closed doors. Not saying every white person does that, because we don't know what every white person does. Right. So, but I'm pretty sure those conversations have happened. So, and again, I know for a fact that they have. I talked to some people. Yeah, they say some shit, Yeah, and I've had white people having conversations when they didn't know that a black person was in the room, and then you get to really know what they think. Like, how you gonna say, goddamn, I can't stand these niggas? And he in the back just chilling, not realizing the black person is in the room, and they get to say what they really think. Yeah. So, but Atlanta is a really good show. This season is really good. I didn't think I would like it based on the first couple episodes. They weren't as funny as I was expecting it to be from that first season, but it got me thinking, got me looking up stuff and researching and things like that. Yeah, it's definitely far more poignant than it is funny. Yes. And they taking from world events that have happened and implement them into the season, because like the guy did, the entrepreneur did, when he spoke to the to the high school and said he paying for their tuitions. I forgot the man's name, but that actually happened at the HBCU. Yeah. He recently did that, maybe 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. He paid for everybody's paid the tuition. Yeah, the remaining balances of what they owe for college. So he didn't say at the end, only if you're black, because he's already at the HBCU. So most folks are probably already black. Yeah. So, but then that was a good episode, and then. What was the name of that? Oh, New Jazz. When Al had took an edible and he went on his weird trip, self-discovery. Is that what you want? Yeah, that's definitely what it was. It was definitely a trip of self-discovery. Yeah, and then
he ended up meeting Liam Nelson as himself.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Well, I say Nelson, that's the wrong character.
That definitely is.
He met him at the bar, and he was actually playing himself. And they actually went over the event that happened to him when he said that.
Yeah, I think it was a 2019 interview that he had where he told, the interviewer that one of his friends had been raped by a black guy, and his only thought was he just wanted to find, any black guy and just beat him up.
Yeah, and he got a lot of flack for that, of course, because of what he said. And I think I can't say it was taken out of context or not, but it's like I understand the feeling he had.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the context was there. He was a young guy, a black person raped his friend. And now he has a vendetta against all black people. Everybody does it. When a woman cuts you off on the road, you don't think specifically that woman is a problem. You will at the time, but now you kind of aware of all women driving cars because a woman cuts you off.
Oh, here come this bitch.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, Lord.
So again, it happens all the time. And, it's just the fact that I guess he admitted that in a later age, so that he was catching some flack for it. But the fact of the matter is that everybody does that, and you're right, it's definitely a racist ideology. But he's a young guy, and as long as we know he doesn't think that way now, then it's all right.
Yeah, he saved. I won't say he didn't save the world, but he's entertained us enough. I think that I didn't really when he said it, I didn't hold nothing against him really.
Yeah, I think the more poignant fact that they pointed out and that they made is that how they talk about it, and he's like, I'm a younger man, and he's like, well, at least you learn from it, at least you've grown as a person, and he says, the good thing about being white is you don't have to unless you want to, because society is still always behind you, regardless of whether or not you've grown from being a racist bigot.
Exactly. And I was just looking stuck on stupid, like mind blown.
Right.
Like, it's true though. Like how many times have
look at the number of racist ass politicians that we have who just continue to be racist, and people still vote for them.
What's the name? Mitt Conley?
Mitt Romney?
Mitch
McConnell.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell. If he ain't more racist, then I don't know what it is. That's what it is. Like he keep getting voted for Kentucky, ain't done shit for Kentucky.
Right. So again, that's the thing about it is, yeah, sure, you could probably grow as a person, but being white, and especially in a society that favors your skin color, you don't actually have to.
No,
you don't have to learn a lesson.
And that's the saddest thing, but it's like the most truthful thing at the same time. Cause like, well, damn, you keep on doing what you're doing, and then like as long as you smile and be like, you put out a movie or you put out another album out, whatever you do, and it's like, that, oh, we forgive him, we forget, he didn't really mean it, but then you keep doing the same behavior over and over again. It's like, well, he ain't gotta show you one time who he really is. So, but just one of those things that's like, you gotta keep your eye on the white folk. Keep the man still out there lurking.
So again, it's as a white person, you have the benefit of not having any actual personal growth because the system still favors you.
Because I seen it was a sports broadcaster. I think Stephen A. Smith said this, and I'm paraphrasing. He said that black people, when they come to work, it's their responsibility. They'll want to, but it's their responsibility to represent for everybody that's not there in the room.
Yeah, and white people only got to represent for themselves.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not racist, but Jim here. But black people, we know that one black person that's in that room, they represent for everybody there. Unfortunately, because we have the answer to.
Yeah,
we not as in the answer to, but we're speaking up or speaking for all those that are not there.
Yeah, especially if you're in a situation that is predominantly white people.
Yeah. So. It was, when I get back into the workforce, I want to be in a mix, of everybody, not just white supervisors but it's a whole lot of black people and under them and things like that. Like I want to see a good mix of everybody, diversity, because y'all pitch it, talk a good game about it. We need to see it more,
right?
Not just talk about it and say diversity, inclusion, all this other stuff. Like okay, like be about it, like. Promote somebody that deserves it, and that's minority, black, woman, whatever, and see what they take the company.
you know, not to get derailed, but we can already see this situation. Look at Ketanji Jackson Brown.
Yeah.
One of the most qualified people to ever get nominated for the Supreme Court, and caught a whole lot of flack because he was a black woman. So again, regardless,
that's a whole nother topic for another day.
So yeah, even when you know people say, "Hey, we want to show diversity," and then you try to show diversity, you're gonna get pushed back.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
So the moral of the story is, watch Atlanta.
It's a good season, and I can't wait for season 4.
Right.
They should turn with that one.
Definitely thought provoking this season.
Yeah. So
that's the show. And as always, you can check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify.
And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, comment, and share. Peace out.
Peace.